Hello everyone, welcome to Module 1 of the course. Now, like many of the courses that you would have taken within the data science track, the first module or your first 2 weeks are going to be critically important. And the reason I say that is because what you're primarily learning in this course are the advanced tools and techniques to manage and process big data. So from that perspective, having a good understanding of what big data is and knowing some history is extremely important. Now, it is quite likely that some of you may have already gained some background knowledge or even advanced knowledge about big data and its history, which actually is pretty good because then what this module does is it helps you to brush up on the information you have. Now, for the rest, it will help you to get along with your knowledgeable peers and get set for the rest of this course together. So as I mentioned earlier, this module is broken down into 2 weeks, and so would be the rest of the 3 modules. You heard it right. There are 4 modules within this course, including this one, with each module taking 2 weeks to complete. The first week of this module is learning what big data is, its history, some terms and terminology, and then learning about the technology and framework called Hadoop that was and still being used for managing big data. A lot of modern big data processing frameworks are based upon the knowledge and experience gained from Hadoop. Now, enough said about how important this module is. Now, diving deeper into it, the 3 main outcomes of this module are: learn big data and the Hadoop ecosystem history and vocabulary, understand what big data analytics is and know some of the use cases of big data, and lastly, know the components of Hadoop ecosystem such as MapReduce, Pig, Hive, Flume, and Scoop. Now, what you see at the top of each module is this nice visual tracker that keeps you honest with the topic's completion within the module. Now, although I will not be watching this closely or penalizing you in any way if you miss the non-critical requirements, however, I will still be bringing you back to the completion of the required material if you do not seem to have understood a concept or asking repeated questions on something that has been clearly explained within the course material. So my expectation is that you'll be completing each requirement of every module. Moving along, the module opens up with an optional discussion on introductions. I will highly encourage each of you to introduce yourself and respond to at least a couple of your classmates. Now, this discussion is not rated in any way, but I will strongly recommend you all to get to know each other. I've already introduced myself in this section in addition to my welcome announcement. Next section is showing you first week's reading on history of big data and the Hadoop framework. Now, your first course quiz is actually coming from these articles, so do not skip it or just skim through them. Now, during the first week, you'll also have your discussion topic, the very first one, on understanding the power of big data analytics. Now, it could also be based on the knowledge that you would have gained by reading the articles during this week. Now, your week 2 will start with few articles to read that will set the basis for your very first assignment in this module and course. Unless you've completed the week 1 materials and these few articles, the assignment 1 on working with the Hadoop framework or writing a research paper on big data could become very challenging for you. So please ensure that you've completed it all before you come to this step rather than doing the reverse. I strongly suggest that you do not even try that. Now, this module has also a section on optional readings, and so do many other modules as well. The other 3 modules within this course may also have the optional reading section. Now, these are really some very good articles or book references that you may want to really complete it. We just listed it optional, keeping in mind that you may have a lot of other things, the courses going on, but I would strongly encourage you all to complete the optional readings as well. So additionally, What you will be doing during the second half of this module in week 2 is getting access to your Amazon Web Services Lab, AWS in short. Now you'll be sent an email to create an account in UMGC's AWS Academy Lab environment. Now failing to do so at the end of this module is going to slow you down during module 2, where you'll be required to use your AWS Lab for your very first assignment in AWS Cloud or Lab. So in summary, there's a lot you will cover in the next 2 weeks. And I'll tell you one big mantra that will help you to be successful during the next 2 weeks. Start early. Now, if you do that and complete reading all your materials, quizzes, and deliverables on time, then you would have set yourself very well. As they say, well begun is half done, right? So with that, I'm going to let you go and start working on module 1. And during midway of this module, after the end of week 1, I'll have a touchpoint session or a Zoom session with you, all to kind of help you more with this module and also take in any questions that you may have. So until then, good luck to each of you. Take care.